Good morning. A lot of action after India's decision a few days ago to ban 59 Chinese apps. Apart from BSNL cancelling its 4G tender, in which several Chinese companies may have participated, Road Minister Nitin Gadkari has said that no Chinese company is going to be allowed to participate in any kind of highway building in India, and this extends to joint ventures in which Chinese companies are a part. This is of course on top of the moves made by various state governments such as Uttar Pradesh not to use Chinese equipment in the power sector. I think in the case of Uttar Pradesh, it is electricity meters that are being talked about, and even in the private sector, plants that are being built with Chinese equipment are probably going to be relooked at. So there is essentially a big economic squeeze of sorts being put in place, and US Secretary of State Michael Pompeo has welcomed India's ban. Essentially, he said that these apps were sort of an appendage to the Chinese Communist Party's surveillance apparatus, and it's a good thing that India has banned that. And an interesting aside here is a case which was filed in the United States on this some months ago. That also alleges that TikTok was stealing data from users. So I'm sure the Indian government and the Indian authorities would like to look at the facts of the case out there. The Wall Street Journal had a very interesting take on this. Essentially, it said that Chinese apps, if I remember the headline correctly, the Wall Street Journal said Chinese apps get the Chinese treatment in India. Now, there have been various people in India who have opposed the ban and basically argued that the Chinese apps made very little money in India, so it never really made a difference. But what the Wall Street Journal seems to be saying, and which is absolutely correct, is that China has frozen out major companies from the world, major tech giants in the world, to create their own giants, and if that is okay, then so is this. As a result of the ban, you've had a series of Indian TikToks which have come: Roposo, Mitron, Chingari. These are some of the names that come to mind, and ShareChat is one of them. They got 15 million downloads, I think, in 36 hours. Roposo got about 10 million in a day. I don't think the details of Mitron are available, but there's a lot of, the Indian apps have got a big boost because of this. There were several indicators of a sharp recovery that were evident from the data that came out yesterday. So GST revenues from April to June, for example, are about 68% that in the same period last year. But if you look at the June numbers were treble those of the numbers in April. Now I know that the June numbers are not strictly comparable because some of the returns you were given an extension, so some of those returns for earlier months were filed in June. But nonetheless, that's a sharp number. In fact, the reason why that number looks credible is if you look at the auto sales. Again, June has been a very good month. Auto sales are down as compared to last year, but June sales for Maruti, for example, were 4 times those in May. In the case of Hyundai, it was 3 times, and in the case of M&M, it was double. Similarly, we've seen in the case of Narega that there's been a 3-fold hike in jobs created between April and June. In fact, May was even better. And you can see those numbers on your screen right now. The manufacturing PMI, again, it is in the negative zone, but it was 27 in April and it was 47 in June. Now this is a fairly significant recovery. It's not clear whether this recovery is sustainable. There are serious issues there, and in fact that is why most people are saying that the economy will contract by about 5 to 6% this year. But nonetheless, it's interesting, in fact, to see how much this gets sustained. We've seen in the case of the shopping malls that have been opened up over the last few days in the country that the consumer response has been quite tepid. Moving on to Corona, as the infections in India cross 6 lakh, the Corona infections, you can see that the Bombay authority, the Mumbai authorities are really cracking down. So yesterday, section 144 was imposed in the city, which essentially says that not more than one person can move around. So if there are 2 people, they cannot meet. This is there till July 15, and even the Lalbagh Ganpati, which is a very, very big, it is perhaps the most well-known Ganpati coming out of Bombay. So the Lalbagh authorities, they have decided that this year they will not hold a Ganpati celebration. In fact, in its place, they will hold a blood and plasma donation camp. Our next story is about there's a palpable fear in the banking community. As we report, there are about 400 bankers have been affected by Corona. There have been 25 deaths as well. So with this, the banking unions have asked the government in Maharashtra, to allow them to do more work from home. Essentially, the banks want 100% of the staff to come back. The bank unions are saying that if 100% staff come back, you cannot keep the do gaz ki duri that Prime Minister Narendra Modi talks about. And they basically requested for a 50% work from home. Hopefully, the authorities in Maharashtra will look at this favorably. Possibly, I don't know, possibly even the RBI needs to get into the act, because clearly this is a danger. This is a very real danger. 400 infections and 25 deaths is a lot of people. While a lot of drugs have been repurposed and have been sort of cleared for emergency treatment of corona, there's some good news here. Scientists seem to have identified a molecule that can shut down a protein which is really critical in the spread of the coronavirus. So as there are 1 crore, as the corona case count in the world crosses 1 crore and there are 5 lakh deaths, there's a lot of research that's going on, and hopefully some of this will start paying off in the weeks to come. Several one-time exceptional items take Vodafone Idea's Q4 losses to a whopping 11,643 crore. Once again underscoring the fact that it's very unlikely that the firm will survive if the Supreme Court does not give it some big relief on the AGR dues front. The Supreme Court is right now looking at the matter. In the last hearing, it asked for the financial records of these telecom players. So hopefully they will agree with the government proposal that the dues can be paid over the next 20 years. I probably sound like a broken record by now, but the government's role in creating the problem has been immense. So we need to see what exactly happened on this front. And in just 17 years, Tesla has become the most valuable automobile company in the world, beating Toyota that was founded in 1937. So that just tells you how fast technology is changing and how quickly technology can even result in the overthrow of market leaders if they don't catch up with technology fast enough. That's all for today. Thank you. Have a great day.